Good morning, everyone. It feels like harvest time. It's a beautiful morning here in Salt Lake. I appreciate all of you who are able to come out and join us today. We have been committed in Salt Lake City to fostering the development of a vibrant, sustainable, and equitable local food system that's capable of providing healthy food to all of our city residents. It's part of, I think, in my mind, and I think the way we have been working on this in the city, it is really part of having our city be the most livable, the most sustainable city in the country. When we think back on the heritage of this community and the settlement of this valley, it was self-sufficient for a long time, largely because of the community's gardens and the community's agriculture and water systems. And today we're now in the process of reversing what has been a long trend of developing every piece of parcel with structures on it, and looking at how we can take both vacant properties and properties throughout our community that can support agriculture, that will support our whole local food system. And that has great benefits. It has benefits not only in providing good, healthy local food, providing a source of food for a lot of our local restaurants and food stores, but it also affects our local transportation systems and our air quality and our climate and carbon footprint. In that, if we provide our food locally, if we develop our food locally, we're reducing the amount of transportation and all of the industrial complex that goes into supporting a system that ranges across the country and across the world. To accomplish some of our goals specifically relating to urban agriculture, we have done a whole variety of things in the city. That includes evaluating our existing ordinances and recommending revisions to reduce the barriers that existed for urban food production. So, for example, as we reviewed our ordinances to see where are we getting in the way, we found out we didn't, in many respects, provide for greenhouses or hoop houses in people's yards. We found we also limited the ability for people to grow their produce and their farms, to have any kind of farming activity in their front yards or in their parking strips. So we've been removing a lot of barriers. It's both to expand definitions of what's allowable, but also to relax some of the restrictions that to allow us to encourage and support community gardens. Today, we are really happy to be here at harvest time to announce that as part of our effort, we've also been looking across the city at city properties that we can make available to develop into communities. In the next few years, we will be, we've identified 8 parcels that we'll be developing in a partnership with Wasatch Community Gardens across the city. It's taken our folks in public services, our real estate folks, our folks in public utilities, all to come together and look at how we can do our part in supporting this incredibly exciting movement that we have in Salt Lake City and across the country. Our announcement today coincides with local celebrations for Food Day, which is a nationwide movement for healthy, affordable, and sustainable food. I signed a proclamation that on October 24th, we'll have Food Day in Salt Lake City. Gardening has been one of the fastest growing outdoor recreational activities. I think I've certainly noticed, and we've all been experiencing in the city, this incredible popularity and this wonderful explosion of interest, and in many cases renewed interest that people have in providing for their own food and in gardens. And we can do that by both getting out of the way of people doing good things, and also, I think, in providing a lot of space for community gardens. So we'll be continuing to look to expand those opportunities. We've been increasing them very steadily over the last several years, and we know that the demand continues really beyond what we've been able to provide. But we're determined to catch up to that demand and to make sure people have opportunities all across the city to have community gardens in their neighborhoods. We have been partnering in much of this work with Wasatch Community Gardens. And we've started what we're calling Green City Growers. It's a program that provides residents with access to community gardens on our city-owned land. Over the next 4 years, these new garden parcels, land that previously sat idle, will expand the Green City Growers program from 2 gardens to 10 total. So we appreciate both this great focus and desire in our community on gardening and on community gardening and the whole range of benefits that brings all of us, and look forward to playing our role in seeing that expand over time. Thank you.
Hello, and thank you, Mr. Mayor. My name is Susan Finlayson. I am the Community Gardens Program Director of Wasatch Community Gardens. And I'm just here to say we are so appreciative that the city has taken this great step towards cultivating the growth of community gardens in Salt Lake City. Over the years, Salt Lake City has provided invaluable support to community gardens, including helping to save the Fourth East Garden in 2008, as well as in other ways. Green City Growers is a new program that represents a continuation of our history working together successfully for many years. Wasatch Community Gardens has been growing community gardens and empowering people of all ages and incomes to grow and eat healthy, organic, local food for 25 years. We currently oversee 12 community gardens and support an additional 19 community gardens and school gardens across Salt Lake County through the Wasatch Community Gardens Network. And whether you want to grow your own tomatoes, get to know your neighbors, create a green oasis in your neighborhood, community gardens provide a way to do all of that and more. Over the years, we have heard from more and more people and community groups that want to start community gardens in their neighborhoods. And one of the biggest obstacles to being able to do that is having access to suitable land. This partnership, Green City Growers, will help to reduce that obstacle by making city properties available for groups that want to start community gardens, and providing, through the partnership with our organization, additional support and administrative oversight of garden projects across the city. Currently, 5 of the community gardens that Wasatch Community Gardens oversees are actually on city or RDA properties, and this next phase will enable us to continue to support the growth of new gardens. It takes a community to grow a community garden. This new program provides land, it provides support, administrative oversight. However, sorry, should have brought some water. These new community gardens won't move forward without demonstrated neighborhood support, as well as community members who are interested in seeing these projects move forward. Available sites and a link to the application process to make these sites into community gardens are available on the SLC Green website, as well as on the Wasatch Community Gardens website. We are so excited to move forward with this next phase of this partnership to help groups and support and empower groups that are starting new community gardens on city land, up to 2 new gardens in 2014. I also just wanted to say that that we're here to answer any questions and assist with applications as you go through this process of proposing community gardens on these sites. And again, I would just like to thank the mayor and the city council for their ongoing support of community gardening in this city. It's inspiring and exciting to see the growth of this movement. And I also want to specifically thank Bridget Stuckley from the Division of Sustainability and Environment for her tireless and patient work developing this program in partnership with us and community members. So a big thank you to all, and we'll see you in the garden.
Oh, this is fun. I never thought that I would be, when I started gardening on 9th South and 2nd West at the People's Portable Garden. I never thought it would lead to standing in a podium doing a press conference. So I'm Jenica Davis Hockett, and I'm the garden steward and network liaison for the People's Portable Garden. And I just wanted to speak a little bit about why I choose to garden in a community garden. So when I moved into the Central 9th neighborhood, I really made becoming part of my community garden a priority because I wanted to meet my neighbors and I really wanted to contribute to my neighborhood in a beneficial way. And it really, living in a space that is sort of industrial and it's quite near to downtown, it was really important to me to be able to connect with nature and get my hands dirty while I was making new friends and being with neighborhood partners. And in my neighborhood, there is no healthy food stores within walking distance. So for me to be able to walk to the end of my block and be able to harvest something right from the ground is really important to me, and I know it's really important to my neighbors as well. And I love creating abundance in a place that was just a desolate parcel before that just had trash thrown on it. It was really nice to be able to create some beauty and to be able to grow enough food, not just for me, but for my neighbors and for anybody wandering through who wanted to take a tomato or two. Being active in a community garden has really made me made me see myself as part of a solution instead of as just part of a problem. So I can go into the garden, I can help myself and my neighbors eat healthy food, I can contribute to beautiful spaces, and I can lessen my carbon footprint on the planet. Since I've been at the garden, I have really gained confidence and self-esteem because I see that I'm contributing to something larger than myself. And I'm contributing to the vibrancy of my community. I get to connect with people who are like me, and I get to meet people that I never would have met otherwise. And I think that's a really valuable experience for me and my neighbors to get to experience that kind of diversity that I know my neighborhood has to offer. And I've also learned a lot about growing food, about sharing food, and about really sticking with it with a community as we continue to develop the garden and our governance in the garden. So I really appreciate what Wasatch Community Gardens has given me as an opportunity to be a leader in my garden, and I am so excited that this program continues to grow, and I can't wait to be a part of it. Thank you.
We can try to answer any questions, or if you, those of you who want to do one-on-ones, we'll be happy to be available for that. And there are others here as well who have been involved in community and their own gardening and farming in the city, who I'm sure could answer some questions as well. So are there any questions you want to ask in general, or should we break up and you can approach anyone you want to individually? Kevin.
Is the city going to be supporting gardeners with equipment like rototillers and that type of thing, or is that something that Wasatch Community Gardens is going to be assisting with?
Let me ask how that works. For community gardens, Rick, can you answer the question on? I think we're just providing the land, and then I think in a partnership with the Wasatch Community Gardens, maybe you could talk about how you handle equipment and people's tools.
Yeah, sure. So the process of developing these gardens is really a community-led, neighborhood-led process, and so currently we will work alongside with groups that apply to convert these properties into community gardens and support them in the process of raising funds, finding materials, but really that's going to be a community level effort. Yeah.
I think we've worked sometimes, you might stay up for a second. I think we've worked sometimes to try to make sure we get power to the extent that's needed and water to a site. But I think we really rely on the partnership throughout the whole community to make everything work. Okay. Anything else? I should ask you, Bridget, is that right?
Yeah.
Okay.
The city is.
Yeah, come on up.
Yeah, so Susan
This
covered
is-
a lot of it.
You might introduce yourself. Yeah.
Hi, I'm Bridget Suckley. I'm the Outreach Program Manager for the Sustainability Division and the staff person who's been working on the Community Garden Program. And what Susan said is correct. They work together a lot as a community to really do a lot of the infrastructure, but the city has put funding aside so that we can cover some of the biggest barriers, one of which is water. So we will pay for a water meter at these city gardens and help them support that type of infrastructure.
Okay, thank you all. Appreciate everybody being here and enjoy the fruits of the labor here. Thank you.